I wanted to talk to you tonight about a method that I use, basically something that I developed on my own for kind of a self-diagnosis or self-check of a symptomatic Tarlov cyst. This is just something that I logically devised using a Dermatome Chart, and basically first we need to talk about the times that it cannot be used successfully. You know, this isn't something that is foolproof. It's just a good tool for helping you to basically develop a logical and convincing argument for any new medical professionals you may come in contact with as far as your symptomatic cyst, you know, not being an asymptomatic cyst like we all experience. I'm only going to be talking about using this method for the sacral area tonight, so keep that in mind, please. Basically, when you use this method, you can't use this on a nerve that has any other issue other than a Tarlov or Perinerual cyst. It can't have any previous nerve damage, bulging, or herniated disc associated stenosis, bone spurs, etc. And also, you know, we've all been to that point of frustration where we want anything to fit, so please don't try and make things fit. This must be a completely unbiased look at where your pain is and where your numbness is, because you're only going to hurt yourself in the long run if you convince yourself you have a symptomatic cyst. So basically you're going to want to go to Google and do an image search for a dermatome chart. And if you can, go ahead and print one or two off so that you can actually use them for markups. Hopefully you reviewed my video on journaling, so you're quite familiar with actually kind of charting your pain and your areas of numbness or decreased sensation. But that's going to be key to actual use of this chart. And so what you're going to want to do is take the dermatome chart and actually mark up your areas of pain, especially if you have referring type pain, and where it refers to, mark the whole area, and also any areas of decreased sensation or numbness. If you have to, on your legs and feet, you can use your fingernails to kind of scratch lightly, or even, you know, something like a back scratcher or a fork even, if you have to, if you cannot tell the areas that you're numb, and mark the dermatome chart. So I'm just actually going to mark this chart where I have areas of pain and numbness, and you know what that will eventually correspond to. So I have pain that runs down the back of my right leg and terminates at the knee. I have numbness in my feet. I get some left calf pain over here. And then I have numbness below the waist. And you're actually just going to kind of mark the general areas, because unfortunately all of these are, I've never seen a female version of a dermatome chart available for use as far as buying. Okay, so now that you've actually marked up your chart, what you're going to do is you're actually going to look and see what nerve corresponds to the areas that you have decreased sensation or numbness. Now keep in mind, there are various dermatome charts, and it's not an exact science as far as areas where there's a lot of overlap. If you see blow up drawings of the feet and stuff like that, they're off a little bit, so keep that in mind. And so, you know, I have issues with my S2, which my marking of the chart shows the S2 nerve and the S1 nerve, and that's something that you need to keep in mind is if you have a cyst, a perineurial cyst on your S2, it can compress your S1 and your S3 and your S2 as well. So keep that in mind. And then the same on my left calf, that corresponds to my S2, S1, and the numbness in my feet corresponds to actually a cyst that is new on my L4. But basically, you know, that's using this method. Now, as far as the nerves and what they supply as far as systems, you can do that by use of a nerve function diagram that you can also Google. But this is just for the pain, numbness, and loss of sensation and your cyst. I hope this has been informative. And if I welcome your questions, feedback, and comments. Please let me know if you have any pointed questions, and have a blessed day. Thanks.